Do you trust in your intuition? Do you trust in your intuitive abilities? Okay, I know a lot of you watching this video are watching this because you are an intuitive healer. You have intuitive abilities. You've felt this for some time now. Maybe you've gone through an awakening, or maybe it's just something that's been ingrained within you since you were a kid. You've always just been tapped in to energy, and you have these intuitive downloads that come through in many different ways, but you have trouble trusting in your inner intelligence, okay? This higher intelligence that's always speaking and communicating to you, but you lack the trust. You lack the faith in yourself because there's been so many times where you have sacrificed your own intuition to please other people, to go on a path that you weren't meant to be on, but you had to go on that path to learn that it wasn't for you. Okay? If you're resonating with this message, my name is Jamie. This is my channel Soul Expansion, where I help guide you through your spiritual awakening process. All right, and today we're going to talk about trusting in your intuitive abilities, learning to trust them. Okay, because we all go through this process when your abilities are coming online, when you're connecting with your inner energy. There's a process in which you have to learn to build a relationship with these abilities, because it's not like you're going to already have this deep trust in these new, experiences that you're having within yourself. When you just know something and it goes beyond logic, the logical mind will question these things. The ego likes to have its control, its understanding, but there's this higher intelligence that's wanting to take the driver's seat in your life right now. And it's your soul. It's the essence of your soul. So as you're learning to harmonize with your intuition and actually use it to navigate your reality, you'll go through a process where you will kind of gaslight your own intuition. And just be aware of when this happens, when the mind wants to try to question everything that you receive through your channel, every idea that you have about moving forward in life, or these gut feelings that you get about relationships and whether or not they're in alignment with you or not. Because when you grow up and you're kind of taught not to trust in your imagination, your intuition, your own inner compass, you'll tend to gaslight your own self because you're used to other people doing this to you. When your parents are telling you, no, that's not the right way, this is the right way, this kind of programs us to kind of outsource our own authority instead of listening to the inner authority within ourselves, which we all have. We all have an inner authority that's guiding us towards where we feel, most called to go towards. For me, it was making YouTube videos. This was a big thing my inner authority was calling me to do. Another thing was giving energy readings to people and guiding people through their inner awakenings. This is something I was deeply called towards, but I had so much self-doubt. I had so much limitations coming up within my own mind that I would question whether this was the right path for me. Was I good enough? Okay, and you're watching this video because you feel this higher intelligence within you. And when I say higher, I just say that because it goes beyond this 3D reality, this physical reality. It does not follow the rules of Newtonian physics, okay? It follows the rules of quantum physics, going beyond time and space. Okay, you don't have to be physically connected to receive information, because this physical reality is simply a manifestation of the underlying energy, which is the foundation. So when you're connecting with your intuition, you're connecting with an energy that is foundational. Okay, it's the building blocks of this reality. So when you connect with that energy, you're able to tap into these deeper aspects of this reality. You're connecting with a deeper part of yourself that goes beyond your body. your soul, your essence, which this allows you to experience this reality on a much deeper level because you feel things so deeply, you experience things with just more than your five senses. So as you're starting to connect with your intuition more, you'll start receiving messages in different ways. You'll start having these inner knowings where you just know something. You might pick up on something that's going to happen the next day. You might have a dreams that connect you to future events, something that's going to happen. It might not even be anything big. It's just information that's coming through your channel, and you're trying to understand why this is happening to you, trying to understand what is your intuition and what is your ego. Okay, that is part of the process as well, is discerning between the logical mind that is trying to control situations, that is trying to predict the outcome, or just channeled information that just comes through without you trying to logically control anything. Okay, this information is not seeked out, it just comes through the channel. But you can direct your awareness into different timelines and different parts of your reality to extract information. But as you're going through this awakening, you're going to realize that, everyone's intuition is different. We all have different ways of deciphering and processing information. And you're also going to question yourself a lot. You're going to question whether you're sane, whether you are going crazy, because sometimes it's a lot at once. It's really important to ground a lot on this journey, because when you are such an open channel, you're very sensitive to overload of information when you're connecting to information that's beyond the physical. Okay, because you're a being that's very sensitive to information, to subtle information, and not everyone is picking up on this. Okay, you might be in a room and you might be feeling things that other people aren't feeling, and it might overwhelm you if you're not able to process this information, not trying to constantly tune in and read everything in your life also, because when you're an intuitive being, you also might become hyper vigilant because you're so used to reading everything to try to have a sense of control, a sense of safety in your body. Okay, a lot of people actually become very psychic and intuitive because they grew up in households that didn't feel safe and families that didn't feel safe. So the way they controlled and the way they found safety is by reading the energy, is by tuning into the feelings of your parents, tuning into the feelings of the people around you to see how they're feeling, how they're going to react, how they're going to treat you at that time. So this gives you a very sensitive nervous system that's connected to the nervous systems around you. So this is another thing to keep in mind. As a sensitive, intuitive being, there's a learning curve to learning how to ground your energy and also learn how to come back to your body. Because always being in these higher energy centers, tuning in with your third eye, tuning in with your intuitive senses, this can get very overwhelming if you're doing it constantly. It's important to come back to your body and allow yourself to be human, enjoy some food, get out in nature, put your feet in the dirt, talk to some humans, talk to some people. I know that's one of the things that helped me the most, actually, when I'm feeling overloaded. Sometimes just having a normal conversation. I know we all seek these deep experiences, but sometimes it's just nice to have a grounding conversation and not trying to tune into the person's energy too much. Coming back to yourself and just being in your body and your experience. Okay, and that's actually going to help you discern between what energies you're feeling, what energies you need to transmute and let go. Sometimes we're holding on to so much that we don't need to hold on to. We don't need to identify with it. It's not ours to begin with. And as you're learning to process information, you'll learn how to discern between energies, between what's yours, what's not yours, what you can choose to identify with or not. Ultimately what's serving your highest good of your soul. And as your intuition is growing, as you're building this relationship with it, you'll start to realize that you are your greatest guru. Your inner self knows what's best for you, knows what feels right for your health, for your wealth, for your prosperity, for your soul's path. And you no longer have to outsource so much for guidance, for knowing where to go next, what's the next step for you, what's right for you. Of course, we all benefit from having mentors where maybe we need that guiding light, but ultimately the greatest intelligence will be connecting with you, asking yourself questions, asking your body, asking your soul. And that's part of the spiritual awakening path, is building this connection with your soul, being able to communicate with yourself and make decisions in which you have trust in. You have trust in the intuitive decisions you're making. You've built this trust with yourself. You've taken the steps. You're taking action on your intuition, and you see the results from that. You've seen how much it helps you grow when you do that, when you put yourself out there, when you take the leap of faith of just taking this one step towards your intuitive idea that maybe sounds crazy to others, but you're excited about it. And that's how I choose to live my life as well. And the more we can inspire others to do the same, we're actually loving them. We're loving them because we're letting them be free. We're letting them explore the world, explore what their soul feels most called to do. So the more in connection and harmonizing with your intuition you are, you're going to be in a deep connection with your soul as well. So if you find yourself gaslighting your intuition all the time, learn to question this when this comes up. You can do a pattern interrupt. Instead of questioning yourself, you can come into your body and be like, okay, why am I questioning myself? Is this coming from fear, or is this coming from my intuition? How does it feel in my body? Check in with how you feel. The more you sit with it, the more your discernment will grow. Intuition isn't all about fast results all the time. It can be slow. The ego always wants the fast information. It wants to know now. But intuition can sometimes be slow. So that's why sitting with it, allowing the information to digest, allowing the brain waves to slow down, will help you find that clarity. All right, guys, you intuitive beings, I appreciate you being here. Subscribe to my channel, Soul Expansion, if you want more messages like this in the future. Peace and much love.